Hello everyone, this is Javamonk, and welcome to episode 58 of my survival series. So, this episode we're going to do something very we're going to start on a very large project. And this project is probably going to span a couple episodes. And it is based on a vision that I had of this area, basically filling this sky area with floating islands. So, I already did I've already done quite a bit of work to make that vision a reality. I have 4 islands here with various farming. This here was the first island I built way back in episode 13. This here is a mob farm, an island for a mob farm that does not work as a mob farm all that well. I also have a rather low down island over here. This is the plastic island back from episode 42, where I 3D printed this island. Except for the glowstone and fences, the rest of it was 3D printed. I still cannot believe that that we actually managed to do this. And then afterwards we came by and put in some light sources here and there, and also put in this evoker. So this episode, we're going to embark on a task that's about as large as this island, but it's going to be mainly for decorative purposes. And it goes back to a very long time ago, almost a year ago, where last August I was away from home for 2.5 weeks, going to Ireland. And after that, I came up with the idea to fully recover and resurrect Trim Castle from Northern Ireland. So, if you don't know what Trim Castle is, here are a couple pictures of Trim Castle. So I wanted Trim Castle to be kind of far away from the mansion, so I put it out here, and here we go. So this is going to be the base of a rather large island, and this island is going to be kind of organically shaped like the farming islands, but it'll be much larger, so it'll be more like the size of the main island, and I'm hoping that it's going to be enough space to do what I want to in resurrecting Trim Castle, because that's really what I want to do. Well, first off, a few things about Trim Castle. It's one of the most it's probably the most refurbished castle in Ireland and Northern Ireland. So there's been loads of work gone into basically making it seem like it was habitable, and no other castle has really gotten that sort of treatment. So it's been it's been getting things like a roof and different floors, and in fact I've been inside it, and the work they've done to refurbish that place is quite outstanding. So this is one of the reasons why I want to recreate Trim Castle on this world, because, well, ever since seeing the inside of that, I wanted to build it like it was back in, basically build the vision of what all that work would lead to in Minecraft. So one of the ways I'm going to do that is the exterior of the castle is going to be made entirely out of stone brick, and it's not going to be mixed up with anything else like mossy stone brick or cracked stone brick, mainly because the actual castle is going to be so large that it'll be difficult to see those details, and also because stone brick, in my opinion, really only works in outrageously huge quantities. Like if you're trying to build if you're trying to build a castle. It doesn't really work very well as a decorative building material if you're trying to build anything smaller than a gigantic castle. So that is what I'm going to do. And then I'm gonna probably split this into a couple episodes of resurrecting Trim Castle, because the interior work is gonna be even crazier than the exterior work. And hopefully, by the time this is finished, I'll be able to move some of my pets from the mansion where they currently are. I'm gonna be able to move them to Trim Castle, so they can just roam the castle nice and freely, and that will be their home. And I can visit them now and then with the elytra. So that's kind of my vision of how this is going to turn out. So I'll get back to you once I'm done building this island. Although I am considering making this a third-person time lapse. We'll see. Okay, I have collected a shulker box and a little bit more of stone bricks. This kind of has always been one of my favorite building materials, and as I've said before, it only really looks good when used in gigantic quantities, which is exactly what we're going to be using it for the Trim Castle project. So, let's begin on the foundation of Trim Castle here, on top of this fairly small island, but this isn't exactly going to be a full-scale model of Trim Castle. So, Trim Castle, the exterior kind of has a square shape, and it has little jut-outs in the middle of each side. So ultimately, it's going to end up kind of having a star pattern, and I don't think this space is big enough. I should bump up the size here. So I tried to make the island curve upwards and kind of interesting little contours, but that's probably not going to work out very well for what I want to do. Let's see. I think this is enough of a corner. So now I just gotta figure out how long each side is, because I want this to be as square as possible. Let's see. So looks like this was 64, and 64 minus 40 blocks. This used up 24 blocks. So let's just add on 24 more. Here we go. Alright. So far, so good. This is gonna be a okay. I'd like this to be centered if possible. So, ooh, maybe I can just extend this side all the way out to this corner here. Okay, I expanded out the castle and also added in these little towers on the four corners here, or the four edges. So there we go. We now have 4 edges that are all in the middle, well, 4 towers that are going to be on each of the edges, in exactly the middle of the edges, because that is what the actual castle is like. So, here we go. I'm just going to build this up all the way to whatever height I want this to be. So, and then this square platform over here is a 32 by 32 area. So that's pretty cool. And then each of these towers are a variable width here, but they're all 10 blocks wide. So here we go. I'm just going to build this up and use up all this stone brick, which probably won't take long, because in my experience, stone brick, even no matter how much I make, it always seems to go away rather quickly. Here we go. So, this is going to be a very, very large and very tall castle. In fact, it's going to be taller than it is wide, which it's a bit weird, but that's fine. So, now, since I'm not going to do a time-lapse showing the exterior of the castle, because first off, it'd be very difficult to get the right angle, and secondly, that'd just be kind of boring, I decided I might as well show you one of my favorite techniques for building up walls like this. So I call this the stair-stepper method, and the reason why I like it so much is because it's fast, it's efficient, you don't have to fall anywhere unless you miss the step, and also it's also quite nice because if you run out of resources midway, you could always just run back down the steps and then keep building. So there. That is the method that I like to use for building up walls like this. And I'm just going to make this entire thing 49 blocks tall. That is, and I just took a stack of 49 and built up from the bottom, from that layer right there. So here we go. The other neat thing about this stair-stepping method is that eventually you will end up covering the entirety of the wall. The only point where it gets kind of annoying, or or difficult is at the very end when all you have is just a little triangle to fill in. And at that point, it gets a little complicated, and you hope that you have the enough resources to fill that in, because otherwise, you're gonna need to gather some more. So outside of that, this stair stepping method is pretty much flawless. Well, it's at least it's very nice to use. Okay, the stair stepping method has finally yielded a stair step that actually led all the way up to the top. And from here, this grass patch kind of looks like Pac-Man. Okay, time to continue on these walls and just keep on building them up. I am very quickly running out of stone bricks. I'm wondering if I have any in my ender chest. Do I? Let's see. Nope. So at some point, sometime soon, I'm going to need to run back to the bulk storage room and get another shock box worth of stone brick. So far, so good. Hey, guess what? I'm out of stone brick, and I barely made it to this castle. I'm thinking I'm going to need another 3 or 4 shulker boxes of stone brick. So here we go. Let's just fly back to the mansion. And back down to the bulk storage room, where I can then craft up a whole bunch of stone into stone brick. This is really the fun. This is one reason why I like stone brick so much, because it is really efficient. I mean, it's not... Uh-oh. Oh no. So, I just thought of something. These buttons are actually completely unnecessary. So, let me just swap them out for levers on either end, because after all, I am using observers. So, actually, those levers are necessary because there's going to be one time that I'm going to end up forgetting to close this door, and that is going to let in pretty much every single monster of the night. So, instead, I'm going to do a quick trick. Kabam! Arrows last quite a long time on wooden buttons, so I'm going to use that to my advantage, and yeah, I'm just going to keep that door open that way. And would you look at that, there's a slime in the room. As if I need more slime balls. Because, seriously, I have, let's see. Yep, that's a lot of slime balls. So I'm just going to need to dump it in there, because I can no longer reach up there to put in slime balls. So I just decreased the height of Trim Castle by a little bit, because I just realized that there's going to be some battlements and some extra towers on top of the castle, so I did not need to blow up the island so large. So now I'm just going to finish up with the walls here and get back to you later. The sun is rising, and I'm going down these stair steps to announce that the walls are almost complete. I'm now finally at the base here, where now I have to pillar up a little bit in order to continue with the super efficient stair stepping method. Let's see, here's my extra stone bricks. I think this will cover me. I'm gonna have another shulker box full of stone bricks left over, and that's okay. I'm probably gonna be using all of those for various things like the roof and also the extra towers that go on top. So there we go. Still got plenty of stone brick left over, and these walls are almost complete. So just got a little bit more stone brick to put in, and then the walls of my recreation of Trim Castle will, at least for the exterior, will be complete. Here we go. Last little bit of stone brick. There we go. Okay, the exterior walls are now complete. Let's get a flyby here. Alright. Let's just go nice and high up into the air. And here we go. Oh, this is a pretty good looking castle. It looks almost just like Trim Castle. It's a bit taller than Trim Castle. Like, proportion-wise, it looks taller, but that's okay. So, now all we gotta do is add a roof and some extra towers on top. Whoop. some extra towers up on top, and that'll just gonna complete the exterior here. One thing I found as I was flying around is the fact that there's still a pillar of gold in the middle of this island here, which that is just unacceptable. Yeah, crap, I need another piece of stone. Okay, now that the exterior walls are done, I'm going to need to kind of shave off a couple things here and there. So in particular, these jutted out corners over here need to be higher up, need to be a little higher than these side towers over here. So to do that, and they also, the edges themselves kind of slope down. So to simulate that, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. And now I'm just gonna shave off the height of all these side towers up to this point. And in fact, these towers are actually much higher than that. So because the curve doesn't necessarily start from the top. In fact, it starts kind of halfway down between the. So I'm gonna flash a picture up on screen just to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, the little side towers have now been shaved off a little bit. So I'm gonna take some of these stone brick stairs, and I'm just gonna place them on the side like this. Well, I guess along the corners. There we go. Does that look good? I think it does. And then we can extend up these corner towers a little bit. In fact, they need to be extended up quite a lot. So the corner towers are where the staircases are. And those staircases are quite important because I'm thinking bringing in all my pets into Trim Castle. That they're going to be the inhabitants of this castle, so staircases that they can navigate are really important. But that moving the animals in here is going to be rather difficult. So that is probably going to be an episode unto itself. But for now, I'm just going to do the exterior and hopefully get as much of the exterior as we possibly can. Only someone like me would end up noticing this. This tower is 1 block taller than the other towers, because this staircase meets up. Over there's 2 blocks of stone brick, but on all the other sides, there's 3 blocks of stone brick before the staircase. Alright. Better fix that, because otherwise it's just going to drive me crazy. Let's see. Let's try a ender pearl. Kapow. Ooh, yeah. This is awesome. Okay. This is just a quick fix. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. That didn't work. Why not? Is this also shorter than all the others? No. Oh, because I need to add in another staircase. I need to add in another stair. Okay. Here we go. Just fixing up this little mistake, and then we can get on with adding windows. And hopefully even adding a couple floors here, mainly so I can work in here, and also because this castle needs floors. Here we go. That, unfortunately, is going to have to do me for this episode, because I have run out of time. So many time constraints. We didn't make too much progress on Trim Castle. Hopefully next episode we can get this project done. So, yeah, this has actually been recorded after the live stream, as you can see by the fact that I'm now missing tons of armor, and I've been trying to gather some resources back after throwing away half my diamond blocks because I cheated. So, with all this noted, I'm going to have to end the episode early, but hopefully next episode we can make tons of progress on the Trim Castle project. I will see you next Saturday for another episode in the Survival series. Bye!